on converting and interpreting fractions. So let's go through this slideshow. I'd like you to work out some of these problems as we go. Okay, first, there are three different ways to interpret fractions. When we see a fraction, it can be part of a whole, part of a set, or it can be a division problem. So I want you to write those three ways to interpret fractions. First, if it's part of a whole, you think of something like a whole pizza. It's a total something. A part of a whole is one equal part of that entire whole. One slice of pizza. One out of, if we look at this picture, 1 out of 6. So 1/6 of the pizza. Next, you could look at it as part of a set. So if you think of a set like a whole bag of M&Ms, if you have one M&M, you would have like 1/12 or 1/30th, depending on the size of the bag. 1 out of 30. Okay, so it's not like one huge M&M. It's a collection of well-defined objects. You don't need to write this stuff, all these side notes. A part of a set is one part of that whole collection. So if we did all the orange M&Ms, it'd be like 5/25. All right, next, the third way to interpret it is a whole number divided by a whole number. It's just division. The numerator divided by the denominator. 4 divided by 5 equals 4/5. If I have 90 pieces of gum I want to give to the class, there are 30 students in the class. How many pieces of gum does each student get? So it's 90 divided by 30. 90 over 30. The division symbol is just a blank fraction. You replace the dots with numbers. Mind blown, I know. Okay, so let's look at mixed numbers and improper fractions now. First, we got to define a few things. First, the word convert. To convert means you change from one form to another. So I could convert this piece of land into a park. It was converted. Okay, a mixed number is a whole number and a fraction. And I do want these words in your notes. Mixed number, whole number, and a fraction. Good idea to draw an example. An improper fraction is a fraction larger than one whole. So your numerator is going to be bigger than your denominator. So 9 over 5, 9/5, is an improper fraction. Okay, so a mixed number. A mixed number has a part that is a whole and a part that is a fraction. So if we look at this, we have one whole, and then we have 3 out of 4 for my fraction. So as a mixed number, it's 1 3/4. An improper fraction, though, if we had that same thing, we had one whole and 3/4. An improper fraction is we just count how many fourths there are. There are 7/4. Okay, so if we write the mixed number for this, we have 3 wholes and then 3 out of 4. So the answer is 3 3/4. If we look at this one, and you don't have to write these down, we have 5 wholes and then a half. So 5 1/2. This mixed number? That's right, 2 and then 2 out of 3, 2 2/3. Okay, now if we write them as improper fractions, where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. This is 2 wholes, but it's also 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 8/4, not 8/8. There are 4 pieces to each whole. So this one, we can see each piece is divided into fourths, so 4 is going to be our denominator, and then our numerator, we just count all the green pieces. And there are shortcuts to do this, but if you count them all, you'll count 23. Oh, not 23. I'm sorry. 4 times 4 is 16, 19/4. Okay, so for this one, we know they're broken into halves, so 2 is my denominator, and we have 11 shaded in, 11 halves. Okay, this one, we have 3 wholes, and each whole is divided into 3 pieces, so that's 9/3. Okay, so now we're going to convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. So if I have 2 whole pieces, 1, 2, and then I have a half. So 2 1/2, what we can do first is we can multiply the whole number times the denominator. So 2 times 2, because each of these have 2. But then we also have this half here, so we're going to add that answer to your numerator that you already have and put that number over the denominator. 2.5. We do 2 times 2 is 4. You may have seen this little wheel before. Add the numerator. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. And we keep the denominator the same. And we'll do some examples of this. Okay, so if we look at this one, we have 4.5. So 4 times 2 is 8. So here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, plus this one more would be 9 halves. 4 times 2 plus 1, 9. 6 2/3. 3 times 6 would give us 18 so far, and then we still have 2 more thirds, so that's 20 thirds. Okay, try to do this one before I do it. So you should do 5 times 3 is 15, so far in these 3 we have 15, plus 2 more, 17 over 5. 4 3/4, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19 over 4. Okay, I do want you to have some examples in your notes. And I've got a lot of examples here if you want to slow down and look at them. Okay, so now we're going to convert the improper fraction to a mixed number. We just did mixed number to improper, now we're going to go the other way. Remember, it's a division sign. So 5 halves. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how many 2's fit into 5. So 2 goes into 5 2 times with the remainder of 1. So we have 2 and then 1 left out of 2. So my answer is 2 1/2. So for this one, 7/3. 3 fits into 7 2 times with the remainder of 1. So it's 2 with the remainder of 1/3. 8/3. You can see 3 goes into 8 2 times with the remainder of 2/3. 2 goes into 9 4 times with the remainder of 1, so then 1 over 2. 5 goes into 11 2 times with the remainder of 1/5. Okay. Now you might just have a whole number, 10/5 here. You can see we have 5 plus 5, we have 10, so we have no remainder. So we don't have to write 2 and 0 over 5, it's just 2. All right, so let's review. What are 3 interpretations of fractions? Parts of a set, parts of a whole, and a division problem. Parts of a set would be like a bag of M&Ms or a bag of marbles where you'd only have one. Parts of a whole would be like you have a whole pizza or a whole pie and you just take out a piece. And then just a division problem. You could do any division problem for that. Convert this to a mixed number. 4 goes into 7 one time with the remainder of 3, so it's 1 3/4. Convert this to an improper fraction. So 1 is the same as 4/4, so 4/4 plus 1/4 is 5/4, or 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5/4. Okay, so we just did these topics right here, 9, 10, and 11. Yesterday we covered 1 through 8, so you should have a really good jump in your fraction pie slice. All right, that's it for today.